Hey everybody, there has been a lot of controversy about the Proud Boys, and I wrote a piece that the Proud Boys were, among other things, planning to meet at Make Westing at 18th and Telegraph. The Proud Boys have a reputation from the media of starting fights in bars and restaurants and being racist and sexist. Well, on top of all that, the Proud Boys have a special page all their own on the website of the Southern Poverty Law Center describing them as a hate group. I got a call from a man who does not want to be identified, who says he's a member of the Bay Area Proud Boys. And he said, you know, I was shocked to read what I saw on your site. We're nothing like that at all. We are husbands, fathers, friends, responsible members of the community. We just want to be better men, is what he said. I was floored. I thought, wow. So we talked quite a bit, had a wide-ranging conversation. He's a Trump supporter. He's also Mexican-American, and talked about how the organization helped the homeless and helped people. I asked him, so what about where are all these racism accounts coming from? And he says, it's not us. He says, we have engineers. If any of our engineers, in other words, they have people with prominent jobs, right, in tech. If we had engineers, he said, that did that sort of thing, if you will, they wouldn't be involved. We don't tolerate racism or sexism. We're not about that. So he said, the one thing we do want to do is protect the flag. We're about America. And he seemed to imply that they got into a fight over someone desecrating the flag. And I said, you do realize that protesting the American flag is First Amendment rights, free speech. He goes, I support that. I support that. It's okay. He really took great pains, if you will, to move away from any speech that might imply that the Bay Area Promise Boys were doing anything violent or had done anything violent. I thought that was interesting. So then we talked about Trump, and I explained how I tried to be on The Apprentice, and the Donald Trump that I thought we were going to get as president of the United States is far afield than from what we got. Now, I voted for Hillary Clinton because I'm a proud Democrat, even though, as I explained to the fellow on the phone, the DNC, even though I'm a White House press list member, did not allow me to cover the convention. And it's because they had these Clintonites who were upset that this Obama guy was going to have a media seat. I'd done quite a bit of opposition research work on behalf of the now President Barack Obama when he was running in 2008, and again in 2012 really didn't need as much. But 2008 we knew we needed every edge we could get, and so as a volunteer I helped with that. So I was explaining that to him because the fellow I talked to had this entirely media constructed image of Trump and Obama and the world at large. It was, you know, the usual tropes about, well, Black Lives Matter here and the deplorables over here. Everything that you've heard in the media over the past 2.5 to 3 years sort of came out in his speech. As opposed to me, I'm Zenny 62, I'm 50, I'll be 56, right? So I have a much broader view because I have an experience that he doesn't have. Being as I told him, a young man. He admitted that the Bay Area Promise Boys need to do a better job of getting out their message. But as I said in my post, it's all confused. They have to, my point is, okay, why meet at all? I'm still in my head. In other words, why not just do something completely different? Why have a club? But he says they're pro-housewife, and again, pro being a better man. And I said pro-housewife. You mean you have something against women who work? No, 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 we're all about women who work. It's just that we feel that, he says that we feel that, how do you put it? He says, we feel that women who are housewives are looked down upon. And I said, yeah, I agree, there is that. So that's the conversation we had, and that hopes it gives you a more well-rounded view of what this is all about, which I'm still not quite sure I have a completely clear picture of. It's more muddled than ever. All I can say is this. If the Promise Boys don't want to be thought of as racist, if they want that page taken down off the Southern Poverty Law Center website, they should jettison everybody that's associated with their organization who's been responsible for such racist acts over the course of the history of the organization. Stay tuned. Please subscribe to Zenny62.